There's one thing in life that is guaranteed, and that is that we will all experience several periods of personal, public, or natural upheaval. So there are going to be bumps in the road, and that's just a part of this journey of the life experience. So the question then becomes, how do we maintain and protect our peace of mind? How do we protect our heart, our emotional well-being? How do we take care of ourselves during those periods of upheaval? So let me give you 4 thoughts that came to me as I reflected on that question. The first one seems to me is to realize that we're each responsible for protecting our own peace of mind. And that means that we don't give our power away. We don't depend on circumstances being a specific way for whether or not we can take care of ourselves, so that we can have peace of mind. We don't let others dictate to us how we should feel. We set appropriate boundaries. So to do that, you can intentionally engage in practices that help you to feel calm, to feel centered, to feel at peace. Some possible examples are to use the protection bubble that we make available, or you can use the Pondera process for the vagus nerve. You can use affirmations. You can use visualizations. There's a variety of things that you can use. Just do a simple Google search on ways to feel more centered and grounded, and find what works for you. It could be music, it could be art, it could be movement, it could be nature, all kinds of ways that work. You find what works for you and then be intentional about doing that, because you don't want to allow what's going on, what other people are doing and what circumstances are to determine whether or not you're going to feel centered, grounded, and have peace of mind. Second, I think it's critically important to realize that everybody wants to feel seen and heard. You want to feel seen and heard. I want to feel seen and heard. Everyone around us wants that. That's a human nature. It's what helps us to feel safe. So, knowing that, what are we going to do? You need to engage in practices and learn that emotional intelligence, how you can help others to feel seen and heard. Understand that people are screaming because they don't think anybody's listening to them or nobody sees them. So they get frustrated, they get angry, and start acting out in irrational ways and make the situation worse. So what we can do is learn how to engage with people with compassion and be able to communicate to them that we see them and hear them. And then equally, if people refuse to see and hear us, we don't have to hang around with them. Don't watch that movie. Don't watch that TV show. Don't listen to that news program. Don't follow that social media feed. If it's just going to not have respect for you and your need to feel seen and heard, set a boundary. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to listen to it. So everybody wants to feel seen and heard. You do, I do, everybody does. So let's be intentional about learning practices to do that, and then to protect ourselves, just to set boundaries around people and things that don't respect our need for that basic human consideration. Third is to really hold any results with an open hand. It's throughout spiritual literature and psychological findings. If you seek to control, if you're grasping, you're going to be miserable. It's just the way it goes. You can't make a flower bloom. You can't make a fruit tree produce. I can water it, I can feed it, I can prune it, I can nurture it, but I have no control over how many flowers they're going to come out, what color they're going to necessarily be, or what's gonna happen. So a lot of things are beyond our control. So don't think that you have to make everything perfect, or that you can manufacture what the results are going to be. Hold them with an open hand and know that you can move with the flow. It's part of being resilient. And then fourth, I would say volunteer. Give what you can. When you give of your time, of your treasure, you get out of your head. You're realizing that you're part of a larger community. And when you feel connected to a community, you feel safer, you feel protected, you know that you're part of something bigger than yourself, and you can get through this together. So I encourage you to just be responsible for protecting your peace of mind, knowing that everybody, including yourself, want to feel seen and heard. Engage in practices that cultivate and create that. Hold the results with an open hand, and then volunteer and give back where you can. All of these will help us to protect our own peace of mind, protect our heart, protect our soul, protect our spirit. All right. Be well.